Hey everyone, it's Britt here with Green Bee Flowers. Now we've got a lot to get through in today's video. There's flowers to pick, there's bouquets to make, but before we get to any of that, I wanted to show off a pickle sweater. I have decided that this is going to be my preserves sweater, which of course I'm not going to wear because it's going to be way too warm to do that when we get around to it. But I love it. I got this from Winners, which is like the Canadian version of like TJ Maxx. It's so ridiculous. Let's get into today's video. Green Bee Floral Co. is a 2.5-acre cut flower farm and boutique floral shop located in small town Southwestern Ontario, Canada. We began growing flowers in 2019 as a way to find joy and beauty amidst the struggle of raising our medically complex child. In 2023, we opened our dream floral shop in our little hometown, bringing modern floral design, our favorite luxe imported blooms, and seasonal local flowers to our community. Welcome to our little flower-filled world. We're so glad you're here. They didn't look like this a couple days ago, eh? So I'm dressed up because we're actually going on a date. We have Care for Joseph today. And Nick kind of let me know that we needed to make a pit stop here because there was a lot going on, and he wasn't joking. We got some picking to do first. Holy cow, they're beautiful. It's actually so stunning. They match my shirts. This is the length I want my ranunculus to be. If I was to sell them to wholesale or to another florist, right? Like some of the stems are still, which is not bad. Like these are arrangement worthy in the shop, but like these guys, so pretty, eh? Gonna give me a pose. It's really hard to see when you do that. Give me a tulip pose. Give me a flower pose. Don't do that. I can't focus. Aww. She's a nice stem length. It's cool nights, and the warmth in here during the day is perfect for the anemones and the ranunculus. They're loving this.
It has nothing to do with the fertilizer I gave them the other day.
I mean, that might be a little bit of it. These are your favorite, right?
Yes.
These rows of Chiaros, I think, are my favorite. Pink anemones are just stunning. But the grapes are really something. I think these have easily been one of the favorites in the store, is the grape anemones, because there's such depth of color to these. They look great with like summer yellows. Ashley and Jasmine love the Bordeaux's, which are these guys here. You can tell the difference between like the Bordeaux anemones and the grape anemones because the Bordeaux's have more of a burgundy like under hue to them, where the grapes are much more of like an indigo purple. But the grape ones are really cool because if you look on the back, you can see it's almost like a hot pink veining on the back of these, which shows up in the front a little bit, and they're just beautiful. Today is one of those days, it is dreary outside, and it is a multiple cups of coffee day today. It's like no matter what you do, you cannot get rid of the eye crusties kind of day. So we're gonna make another cup of coffee here and then head down because we've got lots more seeding to do today. Now this is not actually Tim Hortons coffee. This is from a local brewer called Ojo. It's delicious. I'll put the link, if you're Canadian, I think he ships, I'll put the link down below. Now over, I think probably the past 2 weeks, Nick has been slowly working on potting the Lisianthus. So our first succession of Lisianthus, a lot of it has been potted up now, and it has gone through a little smidgen of a growth spurt because we all know how slow Lisianthus is to grow. But I did want to show you because these are starting to look more like Lisianthus plants and less like little bitty babies. They are almost the size of my fingernails now, guys. They're looking really good. So much better. They're putting out, I think, their second set of leaves, which is really, truly very incredible. They're much happier now that we've moved them out of the little soil blocks and into the seed cells. Now tonight we are headed off to like a local girls club, Calvinettes, Gems, Girl Scouts, one of those, to do a floristry badge. So we'll be teaching, which is really sweet, but we're also going to be doing small mason jars with them. So right now I'm just prepping up the recipes for those. There's going to be 16 total, so that's exciting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to take any footage there just because obviously kids, not mine. But I did want you guys to see what we do, what we are doing with some of the flowers that we've picked over the weekend. It's going to be so lovely. I really love doing this badge with the kids. We do this every year, and this year is particularly fun because it's all our farm-grown flowers. So we're doing anemones, ranunculus, and tulips with some like import greenery, which last year, because we did it earlier in the season, we had to bring stuff in from the wholesaler. So this is fun because the girls will actually get to play with some of these beautiful, shorter but lovely ranunculus. So I'm back at home and holy cow, I think I forget how much energy kids have, because like we have Joseph, right? So Joseph, like, he has energy, but because he's got something called tracheomalacia and because he has a developmental disorder and physical delays and all of these things, his schedule is very different. I forgot how busy kids are. Anyways, it was just like a small girls group, right? So it wasn't like we were doing crazy exciting floristry. They made some cute mason jars. We used a lot of the blooms that we harvested the other day. And if all they learned tonight was that they need to change the water tomorrow, we did all right. Now, I definitely today need to restock our mini green bee posies, so I'm going to get started on that. These are made with flowers that like are not my grade A flowers, right? So these ranunculus are going out in a large order in a couple days, but I have lots of stuff that's just short. And so these mini posies, we do $15 for them. It's a great way for me to clear out some of my smaller stuff that, you know, some of my budget-friendly customers, because we want to make sure we're catering to all of those, will be able to purchase these as well. So we're not doing a lot of hard math on this, but I do typically put like around 8 stems. Greenhouse hyacinth are done now, so these are going to be heavier on the tulips, the ranunculus, and the anemones. And my goal here really is just to make them pretty. So like this would be the size then, one. This is what I mean though, they're not big bundles, they're just a little handful. The goal with these is to be able to put them into like a mason jar, essentially. So they're a good refill option for the customers that come in and purchase like the mason jar arrangements, while we are kind of like in between long stem season. And a lot of what I have in the cooler, like the tulips are a little shorter. It's fine. We're just gonna make some sweet little posies with these. Add some of those shorter but really lovely ranunculus in. And then these are a cash and carry option for us only. So I don't put the mini posies up online. The goal with these is just to get people in the store so that they can get some cheer, because by golly, it is it's dreary outside today. And actually, as I'm looking at these, I just noticed that I have some willow, curly willow over that I want to incorporate into these as well. Just adds a little bit of zhuzh. Now we're actually just going to take these down. We're going to get these wrapped up. Now, these I wrap in, I believe these are 12 by 12 square craft paper. So I have a couple different sizes. We use like white paper for in-store bouquets. We also have like square craft paper. Biggest thing with these is that we have our 18-inch tissue paper. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut these in half because I don't need that much tissue paper. So easiest way to do this, you can eyeball it. If you want to be really particular, you can like fold it down the center, but I'm just gonna go like this. And then I fold them up like this. Again, these are just little posies. They're not full-size bouquets, so we're not doing anything crazy. And wrap that up around. Now, because these have our flowers in them, we actually put a tag, which looks a little bit like this, on our flowers so people know what bouquets and arrangements have our blooms in them. Stick it to the outside like that, and then this will go in water in the fridge. Look like this. And then what we do is we keep them in the fridge right behind me here. Right here. Home for the day, and those posies are sold. So I will have to make all fresh new ones tomorrow, which is great. And there's a lot more anemones. So it's a great way to get moving some of those stems out of the store. Very pleased about that. Ugh, what is this nonsense? Okay, so one of the other projects that I have to get done this week here in the store is some shadow box, dried floral shadow boxes from wedding bouquets that need to be finished up. So right now I am working on one from one of our brides from this past summer, and we're kind of piecing things together. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do these. This is the way we do them, as some combination of a glue gun and Oasis flower glue. I know that there is like specific glue to use for preservation. I find that Oasis works best. It is the type of glue that we use for wrist corsages and boutonnieres and just general floral repair. The Oasis is great when you have floral like this one here, which has like color depth to it. My only complaint with Oasis is that it does dry yellow, right? So I do also have a preservation that I'm working on that is all like relatively white flowers, and that one I'm going to have to come up with a different, probably will use more glue gun and less Oasis for that, because the glue on the glue gun is clear and this stuff will dry a little bit yellow. But for something like this, this is okay, and I actually prefer it because you're not going to see any of the color of the glue behind the flowers, and it already looks antique. So plus this is like floral specific glue, right? The Gorilla Glue version of the glue sticks I like because it's not a regular like craft glue. The Gorilla Glue is a lot stickier. It's designed to be a little bit hardier. And I have actually done like boutonniere work using Gorilla Glues and things like that before as well. But generally, we prefer Oasis. So if you can get your hands on Oasis flower glue, do that. This is not an ad. This is just, it's important to have the proper tools in your toolbox when you are doing any type of floristry. Weather is so wild because it's like completely sunny outside now, and it's gonna warm up again to like 12 Celsius tomorrow, so we're here for that. Now, we actually won't be offering a lot of dried floral boxes. It used to be something we did for our like brides, but we're actually going to be removing that as an option here, just because they're very time consuming and I don't love working with dried flowers. But I did want to show you guys what that looks like, because I think it's important to know like all of the different things you can do with the flowers. We will never ever, however, get rid of the dried floral bunches. These are probably one of our best selling products in the store, especially during market season in the summer, because we do small little bunches, but they're like this, right? So they're very, very sweet little posies that people can grab and take home. And honestly, they're just really, really well loved. So, because we get questions a lot about, what do we do with all the flowers that don't sell? I have a whole basement full, which I will show you sometime, but not in this video, just packed full of hanging dried flowers. Don't tell my landlord, which we then pull off and make into posies and sell throughout the season. They're a really, really popular market sell for us. And they look so cute wrapped up with a little bit of tissue paper. And normally we just pick like a couple different colorways like to go through, so that it's very like easy. Minimizing choice always results in more sales. That is, if you learn anything from me, that is what I will like tell you time and time again. Minimizing choice results in more sales, because people know they like the product, and if you don't have to choose between like 400 different things, you just have a couple different recipes that you're working from, it's almost always going to be better for you. Anywho, it has been a lot of videoing this week for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions at all, just post them down in the comments below. Happy to answer those. And also, we will see you in the next video.